guys. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live show. I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder and president of Generation PR. We are a full-service PR and social media marketing digital agency based here in Los Angeles. And I am also the creator of the award-winning Generation Academy, where we support PR professionals all over the world with resources and training and community accountability, coaching, all the things that you need to grow and scale a profitable agency on your terms. I show up here every week with some sort of free training that our community is interested in learning about. And I love connecting with this group. I have a really core, amazing group that shows up consistently. Let me know if you're here. You know who I'm talking about. And today is going to be a great training around starting a digital agency, a topic I'm extremely passionate about. I want everybody to have a business they love. I want them to grow and scale on their terms. One of my diehards, Serena, hello. Nice to see you. I don't know if that was like a restaurant opening you went to or whatever, but that picture was great. I follow Serena and all of her adventures, her travels, her fun with friends. She is game. Anything you're interested in doing, meeting for a drink an hour away, having a glass of wine, Serena will be there. She is, I just love it anyway. Like, you're just always game for anything and connecting with your friends and making the most and having fun, which is awesome. Oh, a new flagship location. That's so great. Well, welcome. Nice to see you. Let me know who else is here. Let's see what is happening. Oh boy. Okay. So it says Facebook user. So we have figured out that when I'm logged in like this, if you are not following my Facebook page, Generation PR, I can't see your name. So you might be watching this on the Profitable PR Pros group. Do me a favor, click through to Generation PR. That is our Facebook page. And if you like that page, I should be able, if you navigate back, I should be able to see your name. I think we figured out that's the fix for that. Today's topic is the 6 things that you need to do when you're starting a digital agency. We're going to deep dive into these so that we have a plan. And what you're going to learn is why maybe you don't need to work in-house before jumping into entrepreneurship. I love that point very, very much. I have had throughout the years, I run a lot of Facebook ads, I have a lot of visibility, and I have mentioned that my path was nonlinear, non-traditional. I came from law. I was a litigator. I worked at a big law firm for several years before I decided to have a complete 180 in my career and start my agency. And I came with no contacts, no experience, no training, just a real passion for certain niches like the beauty industry, which I still absolutely love to this day, still work in to this day. Hi, Nicola. Hi from Dubai. And I also, in our ads, we talk about how you don't necessarily need to start at an agency because you might be learning the old way or a traditional way or a culture that doesn't support your values or isn't aligned with how you want to run your business, and doing things how they've always been done might not be the best approach moving forward. And so coming in fresh and starting it with your values in mind, your work-life integration in mind, that's going to allow you to start and grow a business that serves the kind of life that you want to have, rather than taking maybe some toxic approaches to business or some negative or overwhelmed feelings that come often from working in a big agency. And you might be bringing those sort of like bad behaviors or bad foundation into your business. So I think you do not have to work in-house before you jump into your own business. And I have got a lot of flack over the years on my ads for that. And people say that it's a scam. And I'm just here to show you how, if that's what you want to do. And I'm also here to serve as an example that it's possible, because that's exactly how I did it. So if you're one of those people that just wants to go and do things the old way, awesome. More power to you. Love it. Go for it. But that's not this community. And you're here because you are interested in learning to do this yourself. And that's what we're here to teach you. And maybe you don't have to go and work for someone else and, climb through the ranks, pay your dues. I think as an entrepreneur, when you're really learning and figuring things out, every lesson, every decision is paying your dues, So even deciding you're going to show up here, like Serena, Nicola, whomever else is consistently showing up, investing in their education, investing in their time to watch our content and engage with our community, that's paying your dues, okay? So however you choose to do it, I'm here to support this way if that model is what you're looking for. We're going to talk about how to set up an effective plan so that you can scale your business. So how does that sound for today? Are you all like, cool, I'm in the right place? Give me some engagement here, so I also know who's here. It's helpful for me. And any questions you have along the way, please ask, because I can see the comments. I'm happy to respond at the end. I'm happy to respond as we go. So like I mentioned, leaving my law job in litigation at a big law firm with a very nice paycheck was scary for sure, and didn't seem logical or clear. It didn't seem like it made a lot of sense to everyone else, and it was a bit scary because I could see that others doubted. I didn't feel that way. I just felt like I could always go back, and I had education that no one could take away from me, and it felt right, and I gave myself runway, and I was just betting on myself. And I will say that that was one of the best decisions that I've ever made, and it still was scary, right? And that's okay. We can be afraid. Look at that fear as excitement, kind of similar feelings, when you get that like knot in your stomach and butterflies. Nervousness and fear kind of feel the same as excitement. At least it does for me. So I choose to look at it like, okay, the feeling I'm having is excitement, and anything fear related is going to drive me to just work harder, work smarter, invest in the success of this decision that I've made, because it has to work. It just has to work. And Nicola's saying, yep, learning so much from each session here. And I worked 4 years at agencies. Yeah. And you can see, what worked there and how you might want to do things differently. And having, that's also, I look at law in my other career that I had as very strong evidence of what I don't want in my life. And I'm grateful for that experience, because it really showed me what mattered, what was important to me, how I define success. You guys know I mention it all the time. It's all about being in control of my time, doing work I love that lights me up, creating a business that will support the kind of life that I want to have, and the kind of access I want to be able to give to my family, my kids, my clients, like boundaries that are in place, but being present for my kids, being focused. When I say present, it is like mentally also present when I am with them, or when I'm supporting them with homework, or going to an event at their school, or working on my son's graduation. I'm co-chair of the graduation committee. Don't ask. I think they said, if you want something done, ask a busy person. Here we are. But that was decisions along the way that said, I am not going to let this business I'm not going to create a monster that consumes me, right? Like a monster that ends up eating me. I want to create something that serves me. So I had to take this major leap of faith to leave that secure job and the really good paycheck, knowing I had a mortgage to pay all on my own and the responsibilities of being a homeowner when I wasn't married. And that certainty and that comfort, I left that for the uncertainty of entrepreneurship. It was funny. We were driving in the car today with my boys, and we were talking about a friend who the family, the mom works in an office and the dad stays home and like runs the house. And my kids say it's more common for a mom to stay home, isn't it? And I said, well, yeah, I guess traditionally, but things kind of have been changing a bit. And my kid said, well, you're a stay-at-home mom. And I said, well, I'm a work-at-home mom, because I'm here. And my son said, well, you are staying at home. And I said, well, I am at home working. I don't know that I could be a stay-at-home mom. It's extremely hard. It's a very, 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 very hard job with no pay. And I told them, I like the connection that we've made here. I like the community. I love the topic of entrepreneurship. I love growing my business. I love sharing that with others. I love the fact that I've made an impact, and I shared some real tangible financial growth that was shared with me last week. And those of you who were on the call, we had a member who said when she started in our program, I think the Agency Accelerator, she was charging $500 a month for her services and she had 3 clients. And my kids did the math and they're like, wow, that's not that much money. And I said, well, she told me that since she joined Agency Accelerator and she's been growing and scaling her business, she is now at $30,000 a month. And my kids did the math and they were like, wow, that's a lot of money. And I said, it's revenue, and she's working to scale, and we'll have to build out a team. And, but that's what I love, so for me, this aspect of entrepreneurship gives me passion and excitement. And I hope that rather than feeling that fear, you also feel, and that, you shift the context of the feelings of like anxiety and fear and nervousness also equal excitement. It's a very similar feeling. And just look at that, like, I must be really excited. I love building this business. So I hope you do too. And after launching my agency from the ground up, growing it to new heights over the last 18 years, 18 freaking years. How is that even possible? I have learned a lot about what it takes to build a solid foundation as an entrepreneur. And in supporting this community and answering the questions we get, I have learned a lot more because we want to research and bring together as much information as we can to keep our community top of their game, relevant, on new trends on their radar, navigating the ever-changing media landscape to support their clients. So I have created a list of 6 things that I believe that you need to do before starting your digital agency or in the early stages so that you can set your new business up for success on your terms, whatever that looks like for you, right? Like whatever success is for you. So number 1, decide if you're actually ready for this. So a lot of people will jump into entrepreneurship. They aren't sure if they should freelance first, they should work in-house at another agency, maybe just dive in and start their own agency right off the bat. Okay. Oh, hi, Jody. And then whoever says Facebook user, just know I can't see whoever just said hi, Jen. Just let me know who's there. So if you're starting out as a freelancer, you're working in-house, that is a more traditional route to entrepreneurship. And that's awesome. Go for it. That's what Nicola's doing. That's her path. And just because it's been done before, that doesn't necessarily mean that has to be your path. So if you haven't worked as a freelancer like I never did, or work at an agency like I never did, you can still go down this path. So like I said, I took an alternative route and I started my agency before working for someone else in the industry. And I launched the Agency Accelerator and the Pitch Lab so that I could help make this path easier and give you all of the resources that you would need to really hone your skills, level up your skills so that you're providing a valuable service where you have clients that are loyal to you, that don't want to leave because they're so happy with the results they're getting with you, so that you can grow your business on your own terms and keeping clients happy and in the door, having that foundation of consistent, predictable, recurring retainer revenue so that you are building on top of it. If a client leaves, you know what? It's no harm, no foul. We know how to go back to the drawing board and ramp up and bring in some new clients. Like that's just part of the process of learning how to run your own business. So the most important thing that you can do is listen to yourself, listen to your inner knowing, pay attention to feelings you have and signs that are pointing you in the right direction, and maybe not jumping in, biting off more than you can chew, and keeping it manageable so that you are settling in and you're confident about the results you're getting and you're feeling really good about the growth trajectory of your business, and not like overwhelmed, like, oh crap, I grew too fast, I can't handle this, I'm not cut out for this. That's not any kind of evidence we want you to see. Like, I can't do this, I can't keep up. No, like, don't bite off more than you can chew, keep it manageable. And the other thing is, think about your experience until now and any kind of career wins. What's your unique background? The things that you've done that have made you excited and make you feel lit up, and the things that excite you to go to work every day, the things that you're doing in your business that you love every day. These are the things you can look at that you can use to serve as a guide for where you decide to niche down and serve clients in the niche that you choose. It's going to help you carve out your unique positioning for your business. So whether or not you've actually worked in a certain space, or worked at an agency that supports those types of clients, or made contacts in that space, I don't know that 100% matters. If you have a passion for something in your personal life, you have a deep expertise in a certain area because you just happen to love it, that's a niche you should consider going in, because you're probably going to love it in 5, 10, 15 years. And then it says here, Facebook user, I don't know who it is, but it says, hi, Jen, I learned all of these from you and in Agency Accelerator Plus. So I should know who this is. It might be Chrissy, I don't know. But wherever it says Facebook user, go over to Generation PR, like that page, because I think I can't see it. I'm logged in as my business page. So, but thank you for saying that. Niching down is your fastest path to making more money. Plain and simple. Anybody who worries that niching down will cause them to lose opportunities, that's a scarcity mindset. That is just false. I have so much evidence to the contrary. Oh, Kelly Bloomquist said that. So why am I a Facebook user? Go to Generation PR and like the page. You probably already have. I don't know. Maybe you're not logged in. Maybe you're logged in as I don't know, Kelly. But thank you for saying that. Yeah, it is the fastest path to making more money. People will seek you out. So don't think about not working at an agency as starting from scratch, or, this path is not about starting from one place or another. It's about what's best for you and what will set you up for success and the timing that's right for you. Some people lost their jobs in the pandemic, and they have chosen to say, this was a blessing. This was the kick in the pants I needed, or this happened for a reason because I'm supposed to go out and do my own thing, right? Like I just love that. I look at it like, okay, if you were on the fence, decision's been made, let's go. LFG, let's go. Sorry, just trying to charge my phone here. Let's see if that worked. These like magnetic chargers, I think they're kind of not great. Okay. So that's your timing, your decision, your call. And in the Agency Accelerator, give me like a thumbs up if you've never heard of the Agency Accelerator. And if you have heard of the Agency Accelerator, give me a heart. Just trying to see. I'm hoping I see lots of hearts because we talk about it a lot. But this is where we have created, okay, good, hearts, all of the tools that you need to train yourself as a digital agency owner. Where you can let go of these limiting beliefs, any bad habits, and intentionally build that career that you want. We are going to be launching the Agency Accelerator again soon. I have a webinar that we are creating right now, and it's an all new webinar training, like a free training. It's only one. Okay, good. More hearts. It's only one time. Like it's not a 3-part anymore. We have condensed it down, and it is now a deep dive called Flailing to Flowing. We are doing this in May. I just put a link there so that you can get in on it. I'm going to be doing it live. Sign up for it so you don't miss it. But when you have these tools, when you have these resources and a process that will tell you what you need to do and when to do it, you have a complete framework that's proven, that's just like plug and play, and will probably give you more of a step-by-step approach. Like I was just talking to my kids about, like, we had a really good, like very chatty drive to school. And I was saying that my law school education was very expensive because they said, oh, your program, I know it like really helps people. And I said, it's an investment, but it's really just them investing in themselves. And they said, well, it's a lot of money. And I said, I think my law school education was somewhere between $150,000 and $200,000 for USC Law School, and I did not learn a single thing about how to earn money, how to find clients, how to build a firm if that's what I wanted to do. You learn critical thinking, you learn writing, and how to take a set of facts and apply it to the law and make your case. That's what you learn, how to take the bar exam. But after you do that, you don't learn how to get a job. You don't learn how to find clients if you want to go out on your own. The Agency Accelerator is there to help you build a business strategically on your terms, to make you money, to work with clients you love. Like, compared to what what the investment was at USC versus what it is, it's kind of like a no-brainer, and there's nothing else out there like it. So we had to make it, right? And that's what people have been asking us for. So we have Flailing to Flowing. I just plopped a link there. Did it show up? What happened? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. So that's number one, is you have to decide if you're actually ready for this. If you feel like you need support, we have you. We have your back. 2 is, when I say niching down, it is not just who you serve, but how you serve them. So you need to choose what services you'll offer. And this is this mindset shift you may have to make, where your agency is yours and your business, and you should only offer the services that excite you, that you can provide to clients and crush it for them. Not let every client that comes in the door that needs 5, 6, 7 different things tell you how to run your business and what services you need to provide. So you could offer a more general range of services like social media marketing, graphic design, PR, or you can zoom in and go deeper on really specific services that you become known for. You have a process, you have like a proven process. That's a really good idea because you can get really niche. You can offer things like short form content creation, Squarespace website design, influencer marketing, setting up share a sale affiliate programs, and managing publisher partnerships, really niche down. And that's where the money is to be made, rather than being a generalist and applying your time to a bunch of different services that you're doing one-offs here and one-offs there for different clients, consider where you can bring value to key players in your niche and then build from there. Where is this deep understanding and expertise available to you to like deep dive, find out how you can add this service that will keep you indispensable. Oh, hello. Okay, so again, Facebook user, it says first time catching a live. Hello all, love from the UK. I don't know who it is because I can't see it just as Facebook user, but hello. I'm having this problem a lot today. But anyway, and as you grow and scale your agency, you can expand your offerings that will showcase your team's strengths. And maybe there is like a really awesome killer writer on your team. You can add copywriting services to your roster, or if that's you and you love doing it, copywriting services, building a strong, well-rounded team. It's one of the most important parts of building a successful agency. We do cover scale and growing your team, your dream team in the Agency Accelerator. When you have a solid team with their support, you will spend time focusing on your zone of genius and focus your activities working on your business, moving the needle of growth, creating a strategy, understanding your company's core values and your vision for the company and taking it in that direction so that you have people that are supporting you in the things you don't necessarily love doing. I did a live on white labeling last week. You can outsource or white label specialized services to freelancers, and then you can offer a more comprehensive kind of overarching package to your client, but it doesn't mean that you have to be the one providing those services. You can look at it like you are, like the hub of like a wheel and these different services are spokes. You can look at the totality of the wheel and say, in order for us to achieve this client's goals, they might need someone to handle this influencer marketing or affiliate manager piece. And that's not necessarily us, at least maybe not yet, but I can bring someone in who I trust. We can have them work under our umbrella if that expert is willing or freelancer is willing to white label for you, have them work under your business, and you can maybe charge an upcharge. Probably you should if you're going to be spending time managing it. And now it's a cohesive, project that you're managing, and the client feels this rather than talking to 10 different businesses and not knowing if one hand's talking to the other. You're the center managing this whole thing, and that adds immense value to your clients. Plus you have preferred people that are going to do a great job. That's the key, is you have to vouch for them and you have to be familiar with their work, because if they don't do a good job, you are going to look really bad. You might lose the client even though the other pieces are working well. But anyway, just know that part of niching down is how you serve, and that is what services you're going to offer. You should be working in your zone of genius, and anything else either is a no, we don't provide that service, or you're outsourcing it so that you can bring in the experts that will do the great work for you. Number 3 is structuring your services. So if you know me and how I view projects and billable hours and all of the things that are not retainer, you know that I am against those things, and I'm a huge proponent of using retainers in your business. It's impossible to scale your business when your services are based on an hourly rate, because the only way that you can grow is to work more hours. You're not going to earn what you are truly worth with an hourly rate. There's only so many hours in a day. Your revenue will be limited by the number of hours that you can work. And if you set up your business the right way, you should build in some boundaries and some time to take a day off. I don't schedule any meetings or anything on Fridays. That's my time. I do catch up on work, but I don't have calls. I don't record podcasts. I don't have strategy calls. Maybe I'm just catching up on any backlog of work. I'll take the dog for a nice long walk. Maybe I'll meet my friend for brunch. Finish early and pick up the kids from school and go meet my parents for pizza. Something that feels like a very light day, and it's for me. So, hourly, no. And it's also like this rebellion that I have against billable hours from when I was an attorney, because you had to calculate every 10th of an hour, which is every 6 minutes. And if you get up for the bathroom and it's longer than 6 minutes, you have to stop the clock. And you're like, I just took a, $400, like, or whatever, I guess $40 if your rate's $400 an hour, $40 bathroom break. Like, that doesn't feel good, that I have to be managing my time to that level of detail. So retainers that you set up are predictable. That is recurring revenue, so that you can get your mind off of your money and dedicate the efforts to generating results for your clients. And I want you to commit to at least 6 months to get the ball rolling for your clients. Longer is better, no less than 6 months. And in the Agency Accelerator, and we've talked about it before, we have all kinds of reasons that we tell clients that that's to their benefit. You don't want to start with a client that just wants to do a 2-3 month little, project. And then just as you start to get the ball rolling and results start to roll in, you're not working with them anymore. And you have to tell your contacts, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not working with. It's embarrassing. You're creating all this momentum that just falls off a cliff. I would tell the client, I'm not going to take your money because it's not going to work. Either you look at this as an ongoing thing, or you are going to lose out and you're going to start to generate all of this momentum and interest and goodwill. And then it's just going to stop. So I have a question here. What if you work out that you are doing way more time-wise than the retainer price? Well, then you miscalculated, right? You really have to think through. Let me know who asked that question, because I just see Facebook user. It's easier if I have, I know who it is and we can have a conversation. But live and learn. And then that's, sometimes you come in, you price out of fear, and you're like, some money is better than others, and you think it sounds high. You're adding immense value, and you're seeing that there is oftentimes scope creep, which is another reason 3 months is just not enough, because it'll end and you'll be like, well, I generated these leads and I still want to, have them come to fruition. And now months 4, 5, and 6, you're still working, but you're not getting paid. Okay. I promise you, when you have the right clients and you tell them this is what the rate is, and it's not based on your hours, it's based on the value. Oh, hi, Quincy. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Yes. And Nicola has had this happen quite a bit, right? She said, I needed to hear this, being approached for a couple one-off projects, and I need to work on a response. There's always scope creep with a project, because we will generate this interest and then the client moves on because it was just a limited project. And you're like, well, these are my contacts. And of course, your results are your body of work. You can leverage them for case studies and testimonials and proof of how great you are at what you do. So of course, you're going to want to convert those leads and get those results. So now you're just working for free because the project ended, and yet here you are still working to convert those leads into features. I don't want to do that. That stinks. I don't want that. So minimum 6 months, no less. If you can do more, that's great. The exact price of your retainers, and Quincy, this might help you, it'll be dependent on your niche, your experience level, the expenses that you have in your business. That's like your team, any databases that you subscribe, any platforms you're using, project management platforms or email distribution. We love Prowly for all the things. Prowly is fantastic. The other factor is your financial goals, your revenue goals, and how much time you want to work. So it's not just like pick a price that sounds good or that the client can afford. This type of strategy, the thinking through all of those things, your niche and leveraging the wins you've gotten from your whole career and the experience you have, finding your story, your unique place in the industry that you can serve and add immense value to prospective clients. All of these things go into your pricing. It's all part of the strategy pillar in my 4-pillar. If you sign up for this flailing to flowing, I will show you the entire path to profitability framework. It's a 4-pillar framework. The first one is strategy. We will go over all of this because you need to understand what it takes to be profitable in your business. And that's what we're going to go over. So your rate, you can research other agencies in your niche and see what they're charging for their retainers, and yours will probably look different based on what services you offer, but it is a good way to build confidence in your pricing and know that you're on the right track. And that's another aspect of being part of a community like ours, is we talk about money, we talk about this stuff. I've talked about my retainers when I have new clients. I talk about what the rate is and or what I put in the proposal and like what the discussion was. We talk about that so that members of our community, you're not flying blind. You're not wondering like, how are other people doing this? That's how a member like the one I mentioned at the top of the call can go from $500 retainers a month with 3 clients to $30,000 months, really understanding the value of her results and how she has niched down to serve a specific type of client, and all of her experience, all of her results she's gotten are evidence of the value she can provide to new clients, and they want her because they know she's the best at that specific thing. So the other thing is offering customized retainers for your clients will give you a lot of flexibility, both in terms of the price and the services offered. I do not like putting rates on my website, and I don't think you should either. We talk about instances where you may want to charge more. We've talked about instances where you might want to go down on your rate. If you want to break into a niche, if you want to work with like a marquee client that will really put you on the map in a niche, be flexible. There might be so much opportunity by bending a bit to get this client and the visibility you're going to get. And the fact that the media loves this client and that they're going to just want to work with you, and you'll get great results that you can leverage and attract more in the same niche. So don't put your rates on your website, because then you're stuck with them. You could have a call with a client and they want something just a little different, or you come in at a rate and that doesn't necessarily align with their budget. You can peel off some services and lower the rate. You're not going to just cut the rate for no reason. So you're going to offer this sort of customized retainer. That's why I want you to have a phone call. And you can usually tell if something's worth your time by looking at their website and their social media presence and reading their outreach message to you and seeing if there are some clues about what they're looking for. Are they launching a new brand or a new product? What's the timeline? You can start to get an idea of whether this call is worth your time or not. But I don't like asking or showing a rate up front, because then you're kind of stuck with it. So instead of one generic package, provide your clients with the exact services that they are going to need to reach their goals. That's why you have to have a conversation. You can shift the price depending on the scope of work, or like I said, the ease that you think is going to come with working with a certain client. Or if they're a total pain in the ass, you can charge a pain in the ass tax and have your rate super high. And then if they say yes, now you have margin to bring in a team to support what this client's going to need. And sometimes I do that because I want them to just go away and think I'm the premium option. But sometimes they say, okay, let's go. And you're like, oh, well, okay, I can work with this. This is a pretty juicy budget, and I can bring in some people to support us here. So that's 3. Let me recap that one. Structure your services, and it's going to be a bit different for each person, each client, depending on their goals. Number 4, you have to set up a pipeline to bring in new business. This is when you are wanting to scale your agency, you want to reach revenue goals, you have to be looking for ways to grow the retainers that you're offering, not necessarily always adding new clients, but increasing your rate when you have the visibility of the results to prove the value that you provide. That's when you can start taking on bigger, better clients. And there's so much benefit. I mean, obviously, like clients paying more, it's just chef's kiss. It's the best. But my highest paying clients leave us alone. They are always happy. They do not nitpick our work. They trust us because they're paying for the best. And so they trust that you are the best. The clients that pay more, they're just so much easier to work with. This is a huge theme. I talk about it all the time. I just shared 18 lessons in 18 years. Absolutely, one of the biggest lessons learned is that when you discount your services, those clients are going to be a nightmare to work with. It just is. And give me a thumbs up or a heart if you have experienced this in your business. It just is the nature of the world. And I have a mom friend of mine who is an incredible, like world-renowned, like world-class artist. And I was feeling lousy yesterday. I missed a show where her art is at LACMA, and we were all supposed to go, and I couldn't make it. I was so sad, but she's going to be there in November. She watches my content, and she was like, you know what you said about the lowest paying clients always being the biggest pain in the ass? It's exactly the same in the art world. Whenever she has commissions or anything like that, the lower paying clients drive her absolutely crazy. And the higher paying clients are just like, do your thing. I trust you, and that's what I want to get you to. And it's all a step-by-step process, this path of profitability. It all leads towards that. So setting up a pipeline full of prospective clients who are interested in working with you, that is going to help sustain your growth through the years. And you've got clients at different stages of this lead process that you're putting them through. And you can pull from those leads when a client maybe leaves unexpectedly, or you want to increase your agency's bandwidth by bringing on new team members. You can go back to that client pipeline and start to show the kind of work that you do, the value you provide, so that those new clients are like, oh yeah, like we want, this is what we want in our business. So that client pipeline is part of your agency growth plan, and the process and nurturing and all of the things that go into it are going to be critical to the health of your business. And in my live webinar, like I said, from flailing to flowing, this is the 12-step framework for growing and scaling a successful digital agency. We're going to go over my proven formula for building a digital agency on your terms. And I'm going to link to it right here because it is coming up very, very soon, in just a few weeks. Let me just drop that here. You guys can sign up. So just know, setting up a client pipeline the right way, having a tap where you can turn it on and feel confident about the leads that are coming into your universe because they're qualified leads. You know how to find them and you know how to nurture them. So set up your client pipeline. And then number 5, and I mentioned this too, get your numbers in order. Numbers are so incredibly important. I know, like, we're creatives typically. We like writing and coming up with creative stories and positioning our clients, and I don't love numbers. My husband is like Mr. Spreadsheet. He can build the most complex P&Ls for businesses, and he does it for free when he's giving a company evaluation. He'll build out an entire model based on their P&L. And I'm just like, how do you do this? And it's second nature to him. I look at a spreadsheet and my mind's like, blah. But knowing your numbers is not, required to have a spreadsheet or whatever. It's really about understanding the finances of your business. I know that that's like a little bit intimidating, but you can right out of the gate, set up a bookkeeping system and start laying that groundwork for your business. So I have used FreshBooks. I use QuickBooks right now. I have a licensed accountant that helps me really look at the money that's coming in. You can, and what we're spending, what it actually costs for us to provide these services. You really need to understand that. And working with a local licensed accountant or outsourcing to a virtual bookkeeping assistant, it's not that expensive, but everything about financing your agency is a lot easier when you have a bookkeeping system set up and it's running smoothly, and you can see when your clients are looking at their invoices, when they're overdue, having the system just send out reminders, having payment maybe even be automated through your platform, whether that's QuickBooks, you can take payments, or just have something set up with ACH. I am all about fee-free payments. I have clients that send me checks and I have no problem with that because I can deposit from my phone and I don't lose $1 out of my income for transaction fees. But the other thing that you need to do, not just having a bookkeeper, but comb through the finances, get a full picture of what it's costing you to run your agency every month or what it can or should cost you, and think through things like employees or contractors. You have to save for your taxes. So when you are running your own business, there's no W-2. Like the government isn't taking money out of a paycheck every single month to pay your taxes. You are responsible for that. And if you wait until the end of the year to take the money and put it aside, it's jarring. It's a huge hit. You should be putting away taxes every month. You should also be saving money for your retirement, funding a Roth IRA or a 401k or some kind of profit sharing if you have that in your business. Any business subscriptions that you have, like Prowly or Canva Pro, or any memberships like the Pitch Lab. We just had a member say, no matter what I do in my business, I will never, ever, ever cancel the Pitch Lab because those execution plans keep my business running. $97 a month. But you know, it's one of those things you just say, like, this is part of running my business and I have to build it into my pricing. And this number is going to affect what you charge for your retainers and the margin that you need to have to be profitable and to grow your own personal wealth year after year. This is the concept of paying yourself first. You know, this is not my concept. It's I can't even remember what's the book. It's Profit First. And we actually had Mel Abraham come into our agency accelerator and teach a masterclass on finances and how you should be structuring your revenue and income, and what percentages go where. I don't want you to look at $100,000 of revenue as $100,000 of profit or income, not even remotely. You know, you've got to take out for taxes. You got to take out for your team and your expenses. You, after you pay your taxes, should be paying yourself first and putting away a percentage for retirement. Only a very small amount will be left over for like the miscellaneous expenses and like things you want to buy or vacations you want to take. You know, saving up for that is really helpful. But looking at $100,000 of revenue as $100,000 of income, and then living like you're making a six-figure income and not paying the taxes first and taking out the expenses and looking at the income based on what's actually left, that's going to get you in trouble. And that was really important for me to share with the community how we all can build long-term wealth. When you put money away for retirement, that money is working for you in the future. It is an asset that is, you know, you're investing it and it's making a return. That money is going to fund your future so that you don't have to work forever. I don't want to be like a 75-year-old, like, you know, not that that's, I mean, I hope that I have the energy and passion to keep doing something, but I want it to be on my terms, not because I didn't plan for my future and save money for my retirement. You should be building. People that have true wealth, that build wealth, have money that works for them, have investments that pay dividends that they can then live off of. So it's going to change also year after year. When your business grows, your expenses, your taxes, all of those things grow. You have to reevaluate all the time. This is part of the strategy pillar we focus on in Agency Accelerator. Like I said, this is about learning how to run a business, learning how to run a digital agency. These are the things you have to think about. So 5, get your numbers in order. And 6, find a mentor. So if you're coming into entrepreneurship from a corporate background, you may have, like I said, some toxic hustle culture habits that are lingering around inside of you. This is how it's always been done. And we're always running around like our hair's on fire and, putting out client fires and overworking our team and saying yes to everything and allowing our clients to message us all hours of the day and the weekend, all hours of the nights and the weekend. You have to let go of those. Those outdated philosophies will hold you back and turn limiting beliefs around productivity and your value, that they're going to turn into limiting beliefs around productivity and your value to clients. It's going to keep you stuck and held back and keep your mindset working from a place of lack and scarcity and baseline stressed, and have your cortisol levels like peaking at all times. And it's just no way to live. Your business should feel zen, and it should feel like, problems come up, and I know from experience that we'll get this worked out and we'll move forward, like we're going to move past this. But if you have these toxic hustle culture habits and you're bringing them into your new business, it's going to hold you back and keep you less productive and less focused on the right things, not as valuable to your clients. So breaking that mindset can be tough, and it is something we work on. Mindset is like a huge part of the strategy pillar. It's the key to building a career in entrepreneurship that supports the kind of life you want. When I say kind of life, how do you want your life to feel? How do you want your business to fit into the kind of life you want to have? Time with your family or friends, or time to go on a hike or go on a trip. You have to break that mindset so that you can strategically, intentionally build this business the way you want it to serve your life long term. And to help you on your mindset journey, it is extremely helpful to find a mentor that'll guide you through the setbacks, push you towards success, encourage you to keep going. Somebody that's actively working in your industry or even your specific niche, and maybe will share the same values as you. They have that anti-hustle culture mindset. They're aligned with what you want your business to feel like. They're on the same page. So that's why I always say that being part of this community and being a mentor to female entrepreneurs all around the world. I know we do have a lot of men in our community. My passion is showing women a recipe, a proven playbook for like having it all, whatever that looks like to them, right? And what was I watching yesterday? Oh my God, is anyone watching Beef with Ali Wong? We were watching yesterday, and we're to a part where she was on a panel, and her life's like a disaster. She's falling apart in every possible way. And she's out there on a panel, like serving as this inspiration and example of a woman with a successful career and an incredible family who can have it all. And she is totally a complete disaster. And it's just like, you're going, okay. And so my husband looks at me and he's like, you really are showing people what is possible when, you can have it all. This is my favorite part of the Agency Accelerator, because, I get to work with people who have values and vision aligned with where I am and what I want in my business and how I want to feel and how I want to be there for my kids and my husband and my house. And, having the time and the bandwidth to do it, and working with clients that make me happy and feel fulfilled and not like sucking the life out of me. I've done all of that. I have done all of that. And I don't care how much you want to pay me. I don't want to dread going to work. I don't want to dread talking to you or dread having an email from you. I want to be excited to share our wins and be so excited about how I'm building your business because I believe in you and I'm passionate about what you're doing. So that's been one of my favorite parts, connecting with female entrepreneurs all over the world. Working in Agency Accelerator, I absolutely love doing that. It's why we continue to show up and give free training and content and value as much as we can. Our private community inside of the Agency Accelerator, that group is full of agency owners that are on this mindset journey. They're always ready to give each other a gut check or encourage you to just keep going or leave old ideas of success behind. I mean, the conversations are honest and real and supportive and raw, and we are here to make each other better and to not make you feel alone in your journey. And I worked alone for more than a decade without anybody that would talk to me about how I was running my business or how they were running theirs. I started getting together with a group of women. We called ourselves the Salad Sisters because all we did was eat the chopped salad at Emilio's, which is exactly like La Scala. If you know, you know. And we were like Salad Sisters, and we all worked in PR, but we were all doing different things. Nobody was really talking about how much money they were making, just client, stories. And that felt really good. I wanted to take it a step further. I wanted to give a roadmap for success and then an open dialogue for our community, and hoped that I would find people that had the openness and the kind heart and the sharing and the giving that I wanted and I always wanted in a community to support me as I ran my business. And thank God I found it. They found me. We found each other beyond my wildest dreams, this community. And, we're here to help each other succeed. And so I would just say find a mentor that looks like they align with your own personal values, your vision for what you want, and they work in your industry. I've had a lot of people that come to me and they say, well, I had a business coach, but they didn't have a business like this. So a lot of what they said wasn't necessarily relevant. Like they were good, but it wasn't exactly. So, that's why I love serving as a mentor. And if you choose, even you being here today, listening for free, of course, means that I'm supporting you in some way. And I'm grateful that you're here. And I'm going to link again to this flailing to flowing. What do you think of the new name? Kind of fun, right? I did. Okay. So it is a huge accomplishment. I want to commend you for taking the leap or thinking about it if you haven't yet, jumping into entrepreneurship and starting your own digital agency. But you can't stop there. You want to have an approach, a strategy, not just be reactive. What comes my way? What are they asking? What's their budget? Okay, I can do. No. Be intentional, be strategic. Look at every decision you're making in your business as stepping stones on a path that is going to get you more of whatever path you're on. Bigger clients, bigger retainers, more contacts. So if you head down a path that you don't like, don't go down that path anymore. Or you're taking work just because you feel obligated. Now you're heading down a path and creating relationships and results that are not going to matter to your overall vision. So we get really crystal clear on what you want your business to look and feel like. And that's this 12-step framework. It is 4 pillars. So each of the steps, each pillar is 3 steps, 3 deep dives into the framework for how you launch, grow, and scale a profitable agency. I'm going to be offering this for free. It's really good. It's the first time we've done it in this way. So You can sign up there. That's what I have for you today. I'm going to recap those 6 things. So decide so 6 things you need to do when you're starting a digital agency. Number 1, decide if you are actually ready for this. 2, choose which services you'll offer. I want you to niche down, not just on who you serve, but how you serve them. Structure your services a certain way where you are able to align the approach you take to meet that client's goals and objectives. Not every campaign is created equal. And if you put your pricing on your website, you're kind of stuck with it. So don't do that. And then you could charge more if you want to. You want to set up a healthy client pipeline that will help you take on bigger, better clients. Ultimately, higher retainers, fewer clients. You're working less, you're doing better work, and you have better clients that kind of leave you alone, which is my favorite. You got to get your numbers in order. You have to understand revenue goals. Get on a platform to manage all of your finances so it's all in one spot. You can start to see it, run reports, understanding what it costs to actually provide these services and run your business, how you can be profitable, what your revenue goals are, how you pay yourself first, save for taxes, all the things that matter to running a healthy business. And then number 6, find a mentor. Find somebody that will help you sidestep landmines, shortcut the process. They understand what it is you're trying to build. Their values align with yours. They're working in your industry. They get it. That will help you let go of any toxic, mindsets and limiting money beliefs and things that are going to create bad habits and keep you stuck. So that's my spiel for today. I'll stay on just a minute. Let me know if you have any questions about our content here or our awesome webinar, From Flailing to Flowing. I always talk about the flow state. I want you to get in a flow state in your business. That's, for me, the flow state includes not working on Fridays, not having meetings on Fridays. My week has a flow. My months have a flow. Where can I find this? I just dropped a link. Let me do it again. It's going to be the whole thing. Sorry. It's like the whole spiel. Hold on. Flailing to Flowing. You can sign up. Free webinar. It's going to be in May on a Monday and I think a Thursday. Instead of a 3-part, it is a 1-part deep dive webinar. We've never taught it like this before. It is succinct, boiled down. There will be a workbook. It's going to be awesome. Very good information. My goal is to always make your time spent with me worth the investment of your time. So I don't look at something like a free webinar means I don't have to deliver value. I look at it like you're spending an hour and a half with me. Your time is the most valuable thing, as is mine. So you better believe I'm going to make that time investment worth it. It's that's so important to us, is just, how do we deliver? If somebody's going to spend the time and hang out with us, how do we make sure that it is worth their time? So, awesome. Okay. Any other questions here? Whoever said perfect, where can I find this? I hope that you can see that link and you can get signed up so that you know about it, save your seat. Anything else that I can do for you guys today? I have a new client we just started with. I'm super excited. I've been sick the last 2 days, so I haven't hit the ground running like I normally do, and I'm feeling so much better today. So I'm ready to jump in head first and just kick ass again, because I was I love to kick ass, right? It's all about service. That's the third pillar. Strategy is the first, sales, service, scale. The service content is all around making sure your clients feel taken care of the second they start talking to you. They trust your expertise. They trust your process. They trust the decision to work with you. You kick ass right out of the gate. The onboarding is seamless. We give you all of those processes, what to expect in the first month, what to do on client calls, all of the things that are going to prove to the client that they made the right decision and that you're kicking ass and you're taking great care of them and giving them excellent service. That's how you keep clients happy and in the door. And it's a lot easier to build a healthy business when you have high retention and you're not constantly looking for new clients to fill in the gaps when clients just leave because they're never going to stay longer than 6 months. So that's where I am in my like customer journey with my new client. I need to kick ass right out of the door and show them that we have a seamless onboarding process. They're going to feel like they're the smartest client because they hired us, and they're in very good hands with us. That's the service piece, taking care of them right away, delivering results. They stick around for good. So now you know 2 pillars, but you don't know all the little steps along the way. Strategy, sales, service, scale. So anybody else have any questions for me? Thank you all so much for being here. I love when you check in, love when you say hi, let me know who's here. Quincy, again, perfect, I'll sign up for it. I just started using this formula to work out an agency fee. Curious what you're using for your profit margin number, and if it's the same for every single client, because you might be leaving money on the table. I try not to have a percentage there that is like just a normal, I like your calculation. The profit margin piece, if you have just a certain number, like 20% or 50%, whatever, for every single client, there's probably money left on the table. I don't have the same profit margin for every single client. Sometimes there's more profit to be made on some clients, and it is a really good place to start. That formula is really good, but if I kept that number the same across the board, we would not be nearly as profitable as we are. So it's something we cover in the Agency Accelerator. It's in the first pillar, strategy, knowing your numbers. But that's a really good start, Quincy, like really, really good. You're thinking about all of that. How do you determine your hourly rate? Maybe it's different depending on what you're doing. And maybe there's some things that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And also just like a piece that I'm going to say that may seem intangible or not like super like tangible is there's an instinct in you. There's an entrepreneurial instinct that formulas do the thinking for you and you've put a lot of thought into that formula, and that's where your entrepreneurial instincts have gone into coming up with your price. But when you're talking to a client, there are entrepreneurial instincts that come into play that you could say, I feel like there is more here that I could be tapping into with this client, or they're going to be a huge pain in the ass. So that profit margin better be a lot higher. When you have that hourly rate and your total estimated hours still in there, you are still making a calculation based on billable hours, based on your time, not a retainer that covers all of that and has more built into it for, some months take longer, some months take less. For sure, I want you to cover your time and your hours, but when your base retainer price is solely based on your hours and your hourly rate, there's not really room to grow quantum growth in your business because it's still tied to billable hours. Okay. And I want you guys to make as much money as possible. So trust your entrepreneurial instincts. And when you have these conversations, you can tell there's money here. There is budget for the value. It's value-based, Quincy. Yeah. It can't be the same across the board. You're going to leave money on the table, Some of them you're just like profitable. Sometimes you have clients where you are just working with them to cover the expenses that it costs to do work on their account and pay your team. And maybe there's a little bit of profit margin there for your time, but the work you're getting, the work product, the results are going to grow your business and attract premium clients because the case studies are amazing. And you're just like, oh my God, we're getting so much press for this client. I'm going to leverage it into a case study and blast that everywhere. And people are going to be like, wow, they're amazing. Sometimes the margin won't be there. And that's okay because there's another benefit, or you're breaking into a niche and you want to cover your costs on that, but you still want that experience and those results because now you can prove to other clients in that space that you can do the work for them too. So sometimes there's way more profit margin and sometimes there's very little, but there's other benefits that will help you grow your business. So it's not a one size fits all. I think when you have a formula like that, you're leaving money on the table. Not every client's created equal. You're still bound to your time. You know, when you factor the rate based on a time calculation, the better we get at what we do, the faster we get results. So does that mean that you should be making less because it takes you, instead of 2 hours to do something, it takes you an hour? Now you should be making 50% less? No. The highest margin, I mean, I've gone sometimes 5, 10x. Hold on, I have to text my husband something. Hold on one sec. So yeah, it's not always, you know, what's the highest you could go? Like, what if you just said 2 times or you said 20%? Look at all that margin you're leaving on the table because it's a formula and you're just deferring to the formula when there could be more thought that goes into it. Including instincts, including, you know, what's the value to my portfolio of having this client? Sorry. Anyway. So, sorry, my husband's doing this, like, does that scare you, Quincy, when I'm like, it could be 10x? Does that, like, sound unreasonable? Because it's not. It is absolutely not unreasonable. We do it, you know, all the time. Okay. Awesome. Never looked at it like that. Yeah, that's why you're here. Hearing how other people do it or what's possible for you. I'm not saying your calculation is bad, but you could be limiting. I mean, you are limiting the amount of income you can make, and you're basing it on hours, trading dollars for hours, and you can't grow with that calculation because you only get so many hours in the day. So, or bringing on a team, and like your rate's not the same as their rate, and you know, yeah. And like, what if their rate is hourly and they're working certain hours a month and then it goes over and it goes under? I have a whole way that I work with my team where I'm not necessarily paying hourly because I need the expense to be consistent every month. So we talk about that too. Anyway, get into the flailing to flowing. It's going to be so good. We cover all of this. I just want to show you what's possible and new ways to think about it. And I hope all of you realize you have like a strong gut feeling and entrepreneurial mindset that sometimes we talk ourselves out of, or we second guess, or we come from like this scarcity mindset of like, this sounds high, it's probably a lot for the client. You don't know what they're thinking, what their budget is. And sometimes I've asked clients their budget and they have spit out a number that like blows me away. I never would have thought, and we're just like, okay, we can work with that. And you're just like, whoa, that's amazing. I would have thought it was a tenth of that. And now we have some room here, this is awesome. And when you niche down and your results show that ideal client, the kind of work you do in that industry, you're the best choice for them. Whatever you charge, they will pay. The right clients, of course, not everybody can afford it, but the ones that have the biggest budgets, they want to work with the best, and they'll just pay whatever it takes to work with you. And when you are known in that niche down. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bounce. Lots of work to do today, getting my new client onboarded, making sure their experience with generation is, I talked about the Porsche experience. I did that like Porsche racing on my birthday. We raced Porsches. I went 125 miles an hour on a straightaway, slammed on the brakes so you don't hit a wall, and you're like, are you sure I'm supposed to be doing this? And they say, trust the vehicle. And the whole process from the second I checked in to even the second I signed up, and all of the communication and checking in and getting my little badge, which I still have like back there somewhere, was such a seamless and well-crafted experience. Now my mindset is like, we're going to be Porsche. We're going to make sure all of our clients feel that they have made a premium decision to work with us. They're willing to spend more because they are getting that VIP kind of experience. You know, we're the premium agency. So be Porsche. That's my choice anyway. So I'm going to go take care of my client and make sure they feel like they are getting the Porsche experience. So take good care, guys. I will see you next week with another topic about agency, setting up, growing, scaling your digital agency. And if you want the deep dive, the good stuff, sign up for that webinar. You are so welcome, Nicola. Thanks again, Quincy, for joining us. I'm glad you were able to make it. I'm glad we could open up your mindset a bit and see where there might be room to increase your bottom line, because you can ask for more money if you don't always stick to 1% of profit margin or dollars per hours. It's my favorite. Retainer. It's the best. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.